It's all about the home gym today, John.
You know, that speaks to me. That I mean, it's near and dear to our heart. We love the home gym.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Hey, John, Tex, and the rest of Power Athlete HQ. This is Josh from Denver, North Carolina. I've been listening for years. I appreciate the consistent pursuit of athletic performance and challenging of bullshit. I have a question about the HQ building. My wife and I are planning to add a 30 by 30 metal building to expand our gym and shop space. At least half of the building will be for the gym. I see from pictures you use a metal building, though much larger than ours. Were there any special considerations or adjustments you made to your building to make it more suitable as a gym? For the time being, 3 people will use this space. Me, my wife, and her nephew. My wife tends toward more CrossFit-style training, so I'm trying to convince her to do Lean and Able when she's a little further down the postpartum track. Her nephew and I follow Field Strong or programs like it. Again, thank you for doing what you do. Bye.
Bye. Denver, North Carolina.
Denver, North Carolina.
Yeah, where
where the beer flows like wine and the women swoon like the salmon of San Juan Capistrano.
That was it.
I could see it coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the best lines ever from Dumb and Dumber.
That's a great transition into now what goes into the wall, like in the gym, John.
Okay. So you have to make a decision on what you want. We did 2 Sornex base camps. So I wanted 2 really nice looking racks to kind of like the way I designed it in my head. We'd have the garage door with the aluminum, have the 2 racks side by side.
Yep.
And then from there, we, I had the mono from Power Athlete, and then we also had the Westside Belt Squat, so those flank. And then
check the show notes for a beautiful representation of this.
Yeah, and then just wanted some other things. Like I always wanted a lat pull down and a seated row. And then obviously the latest addition was the iron grip dumbbells, which I've been lusting at for years. So we're waiting on the Sornex, iron bears, which are the racks for those. And then, we picked up some cool stuff. We got that, the Tough Tread, we got our True Form, and then I have my various pieces of hammer strength equipment. I'm a huge fan of hammer stuff, but I only like their unilateral stuff. When it comes to equipment, I think you got to get the basics. You got to have bars, you got to have plates, you're going to have a rack, you got to have a bench. If you got some extra cash, you want to get some specialty bars. I really, at this point, man, I think the Kabuki bars, and I'm not just saying it because he sent us stuff. We bought all of his stuff beforehand. Are really high end, really nicely well thought out.
Yeah,
I really just appreciate the engineering and the attention to detail.
The only thing that I've personally bought new, Kettlebell Kings kettlebells. I like the competition style, and I know that I'm going to use those forever.
So we have center mass bells from Sornex, and we got a bunch of kettlebells, which are cool. And then I went over when Kettlebell Kings was local here in Austin. You could go over and pick them up and not have to pay for shipping, which they give you a reduced price. That's when I bought the 203, the 150, and then the 100. And I think I picked up those 3 from them, and those have been really valuable. So, center mass bells, some kettlebells, adjustable dumbbells, straight bar plates, and a rack and an adjustable bench, and you're pretty far along. If you want to add some specialty bars, I think there's some bitchin' stuff.
Yeah, mini tramp for if you're field strong and training your nephew at a sprint. It's a cool tool.
I'll tell you, though, the one that we use a ton that, I could probably build for about $20 worth of steel is the hamstring roller from Sornex. So I use that thing.
Well, you got to borrow the wheels from your rollerblades, right?
Yeah. So you basically take rollerblade wheels, and it's just angle iron and some flat plate, but I really dig it. We started hooking it up to a band and working on really holding at the top. And there's a ton of stuff on Jack Street where we're doing a bunch of just hamstring murder stuff. And dude, that hamstring roller's fucking legit. Sound system. So you want to have, we got a TV set up. It's wired up to some speakers, one of which is only working. I don't think one of them is working. So we got to figure that piece out. But what I did is I welded some plates and made some stands to basically get those things up because I didn't want them on the floor. We put a couple lockers in. And dude, for the most part, I really can't think of anything else we would add to the gym. We're obviously going to jettison that pit shark, and we'll move the leg press in over there. But other than that, we do have the flywheel coming. The Kratos Kabuki flywheel, which I am super excited about. When we first saw your boy, the Phoenix
Corey Schlesinger, go Suns, by the way.
Yeah, we saw Corey fucking around with that flywheel. Instantly, we had like a million different ideas. And the fact that like that flywheel, is able to force on eccentric load, you can kind of, it's really, really fascinating piece of equipment. So I think we hit up that company and we're trying to get them on the podcast to learn more about it. And I think they ghosted us. And then, when I saw that Kabuki came out with one, I was more than happy to throw down some cash to be able to test that, get rid of that belt squat and see how we use that thing. I think it's really pretty fascinating for just forced eccentrics.
Oh, yeah.
And then isometric contractions, like getting it wound up and then forcing that isometric. So being able to add some more elements to the French contrast and some of the triphasic stuff we've been playing with.